Life's a game, start taking us higher. Feeling strong, no time to tire. Living dreams like our own empire. Moving fast, no looking back. Hearts on track, never slack. Hand in hand, we got the knack. Together we light up the black. Love and passion fuel the flame. In this world we stay unclaimed. Two hearts beating just the same. We've got it all, never tame.
Good day, all you beautiful dreamers, keepers, and reptile enthusiasts. I'm the conductor from Sky High Morphs over here on the Show Me Reptile Network. So I kind of been in a little bit of a hiatus the last 2 weeks. Was gearing up for Schaumburg last weekend. Had an amazing time. Met up with a bunch of friends. So with that, let's go ahead and give a shout out to the people out there in the chat. So you got your boy and mine, Steve Nelson, the general himself. Thank you for coming out. Wayne from Kryptonite Dreams, thank you for coming out. Both of them were out there at Schaumburg. We got the boss man himself. Thank you for coming out, boss man. And it looks like that's about it for right now. So we're going to go ahead and do our normal thing, roll a couple of sponsorship videos, and then bring out our guests.
What an amazing intro video.
Thank you. Jason from Basement Pythons, everyone. First and foremost, thank you for coming on the show. I greatly appreciate you coming out tonight. I know we all have busy schedules. For you to take that little bit of time to come on the show, thank you very much.
Yes. Hello, how are you? Thank you guys for having me.
All right. And now, for people who might not know who you are, you want to tell us a little bit about who Jason and Basement Pythons is?
Sure. So again, my name is Jason. I didn't grow up really with any reptiles at all. Never was really in my childhood. At 18, I grew up in Wisconsin. 18 years old, I left there and I joined the military. Spent 5 years in Alaska and then the last 15 here in North Dakota. And then, so this year, I actually just recently retired from the military. In May, I was my last day of working there, and I just started my new job. I work out in the oil field here, and I've been keeping since right before COVID. I started around 2018 is when I got my first snake. Wife came home with it from Petco after she told me she was going grocery shopping. And instead of buying groceries, she came home with a baby ball python. I still have her to this day, and just a normal. And started to do research on it, and it just, you find Morph Market, and I just got completely involved in that, and was like, I can do this. I want to breed, and then I did.
Okay. All right. Now, last year, you were actually one of the 15 minutes of lanes contestants as well.
I was.
So, could you give us a little bit of rundown of what your thoughts of being a 15 minutes of lane contestant was, and how it felt, and kind of what was going through your mind as you were doing the competition?
Well, I mean, it was a great time. Chris puts on this, mask of he's just this bitter asshole, and he's actually a very nice guy. And
Yes, yes.
I was extremely it was awesome to be asked to do it. It's not something that you can ask to do. You have to be invited to do it. So it was super cool to be asked to do it, and I'm very appreciative of it. There's a lot of awesome people that you got to talk to and meet in there.
Yeah.
But I knew, seeing the list of people that I was up against, I knew from day one that I got in that competition that I wasn't winning, but I was going to do my best, and I tried. These people were putting out reels every day and just super creative.
Well,
I'm not that creative.
don't sell yourself short now, because you had some pretty funny reels yourself. So you had that reel with your buddy, and that where he was like, well, Jason's my boy, and you walked by, he was like, and he was like, he's my friend, and you were like, yeah, dude, and they were like, he's my boyfriend. Just the look on your face. Oh, dude, I was rolling.
That was a great one. I'm glad to have the friends that I do who participate in that stuff with me. I asked him to do it. I was like, would you be willing to do this? He's like, fuck yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that.
No. Going into the competition, did you have a strategy or some kind of game plan in place?
No. I had, I watched the past ones, and it's great, and it was, it's fun. It's a great, you're going to benefit from it being in the competition no matter what. But it's a huge popularity contest. It's what it is. And I love it. I'm not as popular as those people as much as I want to be. The right person won. He did. Yeah. He worked his ass off to win the competition. He deserved it. And I was just happy to be considered and in it. It was a great time.
Right. Now, during the debates, you did roast a couple of people, including me, which I thought was hilarious. But in all fairness, I kind of did deserve it, because I did kind of roast you with that one reel with the normal.
Yeah, normal. No, like I said, you don't. If you get asked to do that competition and you are going to be afraid of taking criticism or being made fun of, don't enter it. Just politely decline, because you're going. You know what I mean? It was all fun and games. The debates are just, again, meant to be fun. It's a popularity contest. We're all to judge someone's ball python breeding is. You can't. We all do things differently. We work different projects. You can't judge someone's prowess off of their snakes that they make, right? But personality-wise, we can definitely judge people that way.
Oh, yeah. And it was a great competition. We all had a blast. All the collaborations that we did together. We all still, which I think is awesome, we still connect and everything.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, we just bumped into each other last weekend at Schaumburg, and that had a great time out there.
we
Um,
did.
sp- Speaking of which, now, do you plan on vending more NARBCs in the future?
So actually, NARBCs are the only shows that I vend. I live in the middle of nowhere, and all of my sales, most of my sales, I'm going to say 99, 95% of my sales are off of Morph Market, TikTok, or Instagram.
Okay.
The rest of my sales, like the ones that I've made at shows, are just those two. I've done St. Louis last year was my first show that I ever vended because I'm in the middle of
Okay.
nowhere and it takes me forever to get anywhere.
Well,
And then,
congratulations.
thank you. And then this year we did Schaumburg, and then next year, hopefully, fingers crossed, trying to work out a deal, or trying to work out how to do it. But Tinley is hopefully in the plans next year. Is what the one I want to do.
Right. Well, good luck with Tinley. I know there is a waiting list for ball python
Yeah.
breeders, and that. So
Well, we'll
it's
see how
not.
that goes when you see my my banner behind me at Tinley. I'll send you that picture next year when we do it.
Oh, you won't have to. I'm going to be there. What you talking about? I'm good. If I'm not vending, I'm attending.
There you go. You can come see it in person.
Right. Right. So. You were talking a little bit about how you do a lot of your sales on social media and Morph Market and that, so on and so forth. But since the 15 minutes of lame competition ended, we kind of haven't seen anything from you.
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit about what was going on? Is there a particular reason why you kind of just cut back? I won't say dropped off because you're still here, but you cut back.
Yeah, I cut back. I just went through some major life changes. After the 15 minutes of lame, that was when I applied for retirement after 20 years. Right.
Okay.
So, I enjoyed my time in the military, but it's time to move on. And so as soon as I applied for retirement, knowing I didn't want to be in the military anymore, now it started the countdown of out processing the military, because after being with them for 20 years, there's a lot of paper, a lot of stuff that happens. So besides out processing, then there's the job search, right? Making a resume, sending it out to companies, doing, tons of interviews. Following that, the chaos in the world, right? Even though I applied for retirement, I was still in the military having to do my job.
Right.
And with what was going on in the world, I was longer hours, less people, having to train my replacement. So social media was the easiest thing to let go of at the time, right? I have since I've stopped working, I've started my new job. I have gotten my life back in order, but I needed to take that. What has it been? Probably 7-8 month break.
Yeah.
Where I needed to, I needed to put my family first to make sure that my future was established. Because it's not with the snakes. You know what I mean? That's not
right.
That's not bringing in. That's maybe bringing in beer money for the month. But that's not the future right now. So I have a wife and 4 kids. So I needed to make sure that they were secure before I could come back and enter back into social media.
Wow.
Yeah. I fell off the world. I fell off the earth because I needed to make sure my family was secure for the next 20 years. And I've done it. And here I am. I'm back.
Well, congratulations on the new job and that. And welcome back to social media. Now,
I appreciate it.
Is this the podcast your breaking point, breaking back into social media?
Yeah.
Or nice.
Yep.
Well,
I started with them June, and then I had to go through a bunch of training and then some traveling for that training and stuff like that, So yeah, well-rounded. Thanks.
Yeah. Amber also says that you breed gargoyle geckos as well.
Yeah, I did. For a couple of years I bred some gargoyle geckos, and Jen has some of mine, but I tell you, geckos is not my wheelhouse. Don't enjoy them. I don't. I like the snakes more. I'll tell you that much. So
Now, speaking of the snakes and that, what are some of the pairings that you're excited about this year?
oh, so I mean, you know it as well as I do, right? The snake world has pretty much taken a dump, right? Like you're not peddling your small stuff. COVID was great for us. I was
Right.
selling snakes hand over fist, but now is the conservative time, right? You got to sell stuff that people want, and your prices
Right.
are lower. So you don't
Yeah.
want to be making and doing pairings that have low odds, or you're making normals and stuff like that. So honestly, right now this year, I'm going to be doing a couple of clown pied clutches.
Okay. Nice. Very nice.
I like clown pied. It's my first double visual project that I started, so I'm going to make clown pieds because I enjoy them.
And go ahead.
I'm going to do krypton pieds. I did that last year too. So clown pieds, krypton pieds, and then really I'm just going to concentrate on ultramel sunset. So I've been breeding ultramel sunset for the past couple of years. But I started when the market was like the first one was made, and I saw it and I had to have some of the stuff, but I couldn't afford the double visual or even the stuff, so I had to make my own.
Right.
And along with one of my amazing friends who's in the chat, Jen, we kind of entered this co-breeding, and I've known her since I started this. I've known her for a long time. She used to live up here. She's been to my house. She's been in my snake room. She's one of my trusted friends, and we entered this co-breeding project of Ultramel Sunset Plus. So now
Right.
we're right now
Okay.
I just put in a female right now. Or I put a male in with a female. It's an Ultramel clown to a sunset. Just going for the just triple heads. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
triple heads in the rack. I have no intention of selling them. I'm just going to split them, between me and Jen. And then we're just going to grow them up. And then I have some yellow belly ultramel het sunset stuff. Ultramel het sunset male. I got some sunset head ultramel stuff. I got double hets with yellow belly. I got a mixture of stuff,
Okay.
and then I'll tell you, and I don't know if anyone's working on it or whatever have you, but one of my within probably the next 2-year goal, and I'm working towards it, is going to be I want to make freeway ultramel sunsets.
Ooh. Okay.
That's what
Okay.
I think the coloring with the freeway and those two are going to be good.
Right. Right.
So that's a huge goal of mine here in the next 2 to 3 years.
Now, how do you feel about like putting GHI or acid confusion or one of those high pattern mutations into it?
So I like that stuff. Like I have GHI in with my MJ Xanthic pied stuff. So I got a couple of GHI sauce double het females, which sauce is just another line of fire.
Right. Right.
So I got GHI sauce double het MJ pied females. I got a pastel GHI cinnamon sauce double het MJ pied female that I made. So I'm working more of that into my MJ Xanthic and pied stuff. But what I really like to get into my Ultramel Sunset stuff is like Cypress. I think Cypress would work really well with that. Cypress, blackhead, things along those lines. And then Stranger, right? One of my clown pied big hitters this year is Stranger combo clown pied. Like I want to do like Stranger Fire clown pieds. What else? Stranger Orange Dream combo clown pieds. I got a Stranger double het clown pied dude who's just been living here rent free for a little bit, so now he's going to get some work.
Right, right. Now, who did you pick your Stranger stuff up from?
You're going to hit me with that. I don't remember. I don't remember.
You don't? Dang.
I'd have to go through my morph market, I don't remember. I can't credit someone. We're keeping it a secret for right now, kind of hush hush up,
Now, Jen is asking, or were you going to add bamboo into your stuff?
Not bamboo, Bambino.
Bambino. All
So
right.
Jen,
Oh, Bambino. Yeah, I'm sorry, I read that wrong.
she bought she's good friends, good friends with Mills, and she got to go over to Europe recently,
Oh,
and
heck
she
yeah.
has some Bambino stuff that's coming here very shortly, and that's going to be worked as well into Ultramel Sunset,
Oh,
so she'll
heck,
be the
nice,
second.
nice.
Yeah. So Bambino, and then she also, I mean, if you ever get her to come on here, she has some pretty cool. I'm not going to give up what, but she'll have the first of the first that's ever her own stuff that she picked up, exported from Africa, her own gene. Super cool. Talking, I don't
Eh,
have an yeah, you got. I don't have an Ultramel Bell. It's an Ultramel Ivory. So let's just breathe here. I made one snake on accident. I despise ivories. Or not ivories, I'm sorry. I despise white snakes. I don't like them.
I get it.
Cool. Yeah, are they cool? Sure, but you can't do anything with them, right?
Right, right, right.
And I did a pairing to what, last year, 2 years ago, 2 years ago, and I was cutting the eggs, and the pairing was a Orange Dream double het Ultramel clown to a uh, yellow belly head Ultramel. And I cutting the eggs, and all of a sudden, bam! There's a white snake.
Oh
And I
man.
was like, "What the hell? How did this happen?" And I messaged the people who I got him from, and I was like, "Hey, was Yellow Belly in the pairing for the dad?" And they said, "Yeah, it was, but we didn't identify him as Yellow Belly." I'm like, "Well, he was."
Yeah,
I just
dang.
made it away. So yeah, and she's she
Well,
is a ivory Ultramel.
and well, it's still a little powerhouse. I mean, it is a
Sure.
little powerhouse,
Well, and the wild part is my daughter, she's 8 years old, right? And she loves the snakes. She has a snake that she loves. Her name is, I have one ivory besides her. I have a female ivory who she's just here. My daughter
Right.
loves her. Her name is Ladders. She named her like 5 years ago Ladders because she loves her. So
All
then
right.
she saw that white snake, the other one that I made, and fell in love with it. Called it Baby Ladders. I can never sell it. It's got to stay here. So we got Ladders and Baby Ladders.
Oh wow, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, when you start naming them, you start getting attached, and
Oh, they have all of them named. They come down and do well. I got ones that are named like Fire Truck and Chrysalis and Police Car. They named all of these older ones back when they were just learning to
right.
talk when they were young kids because my children are 15. I have twin 9-year-olds who are going to be 10 this year, and then my daughter who's 8. So when I was first starting to get into this, they were learning to talk, and they loved the snake.
Right.
They wanted to name. So now they just come and name everything, all this weird, crazy name.
Yeah. See, I first started naming them, and now everything is 03212501.
I,
You know, I mean,
I,
now how many animals do you currently have in your collection?
oh God. Let's see. Probably I got like 90, hovering around 90, 100, 90, 90-ish right now. Still selling every day, trying to. But there's stuff, you get attached to your stuff, especially when you've been doing this for so long and you don't
Yeah.
want to let it go. So
Yeah.
that's the worst part is like I don't want to when I bought my first, I bought a clown pied, this wild clown pied male. He's a pastel plus something clown pied male who is just he's got something. He makes wild babies.
Okay.
I bought him for $5,000.
Wow.
Now
Wow.
you can go and buy $300 if that clown pied males, and it's just
Yeah.
it hurts, right? And I don't.
It does. And that kind of reminds me of like when I got into my lavender project, dreamsicles were going for $1,500, $1,600. Now you can get a dreamsicle for $400 or $500. And it's like, oh my God,
Yep.
so
You gotta sell the entire clutch just to make the same amount for one snake back then. But I mean, and that's the world we live in, right? Especially with
Right.
all of these breeders that we do have. There are a ton of people who are out there. Just
Now, Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's we need to collectively get on the same page.
Right, right. Now, what are some of the animals that you brought out to Schaumburg last weekend? I mean, I know I seen them, but for the public that didn't get to see them,
Yeah, so I brought some clown pieds, right? I brought a fire clown pied male. I brought a pastel orange dream clown pied female. Some double het MJ pied stuff. Um, visual clown stuff. I think leopard red stripe clown stuff. Red stripe clowns. I brought just a clown female. Tried to sell her for like $60, and no one would buy her. I was like, this is wild,
no,
wild.
no. Honestly, I talked to some breeders. One of my buddies named Eric, and that he'll tell you like he actually gives away visual clowns because it's so hard to sell them anymore. And yeah, that is crazy. Like, wow, the market has went down. But at the same time, is it going down or is it just balancing itself out from pre-COVID?
Well, so even during pre-COVID, well, prices weren't like this pre-COVID, in my opinion. I mean, granted, that was a while ago. If I can remember that, I mean, I don't remember. I don't remember exactly what the prices of like some of the stuff, but I mean, it's
Right.
supply and demand compared to what we had back then, right? There wasn't a lot. I say a lot, right? I'm using that word. There wasn't a lot of ball python breeders. Now, Morph Market had what? I remember looking at Morph Market for the first time, and I was like, man, there's 15,000 snakes on here. 15, and I
Right.
think what were
Right.
we at the height of it, right? We were at 50 plus K, 50, 60,000 snakes that were on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think obviously the economy plays a role in it, right? I can't tell you the last time I bought another snake, right? If people can barely afford to feed their family, they're not going to go out and buy another snake.
Right. Right. Right.
So,
Right.
but yeah, I
And
mean, I'm always searching for that right deal, but I'm looking for the stuff that is going to expand my collection more, and I'm not just going to buy more stuff just to have it, right? Like maybe in the future, I'm buying something that's going to expand for the right price.
okay, now we're going to get a little bit off of the reptiles and that because you just said you retired from the service and everything. Now, what exactly did you do for the military?
Oh man, so the first part of my career, I was so it's called we'll call it a generator mechanic, right? So I worked in conjunction with the aircraft. So I worked as like generators, hydraulic test stands, jacks, you name it, anything that's used to do maintenance on the aircraft, I worked on it.
Okay.
And then when I got here, so at the first part, I worked with F-15s, right? So I supplied F-15s with their equipment up in Alaska. Here at Minot, I had I call it a little like sub. It was in like a little subsection where I worked on the trailers that loaded the nuclear weapons onto the B-52.
Okay.
So I did that for a while. I did quality assurance, and then I kind of veered into the aircraft world. I got qualified on aircraft tasks, and then I started working on with the planes and stuff like that. And then so that's what I did in my last part of my career. Is I coordinated all the maintenance in my unit. So I was just basically like, you're going to go here and do this kind of stuff. And then at the same time, I got qualified on like CNC lathe and milling and welding as well.
Okay. So you can do a little bit of everything then when it comes to mechanical.
Yep, I can do a little bit of everything. Really, my strong suit is I'm a mechanic, right? I'm mechanically inclined when it comes to diesel, gas, turbine, compressors, all that kind of stuff. I can do it all.
Okay. And then, so when you did retire, you had to look for the job, put in all the applications, resumes, and everything. So
Yep.
Where did you end up landing?
So I ended up landing in the Bakken oil field. So it's funny because most of the people I put my resume in with them, and the people who hired me already knew me.
Okay.
up here. They were retired military, and they saw like, hey, come work with us, and they sent me over the offer letter, and it was like, the offer you can't refuse. You know what I mean?
Right,
All
right,
right,
right.
in the oil field. So yeah, so I work out in the oil field for Hess / now Chevron. They
Okay.
just got bought out by Chevron, so I'm a reliability operator, and I go to well sites every day and make sure everything's running. I make oil, gas, and water out of it,
All
and
right.
it's a great job. My schedule is I work 8 days on, 10-hour days, and then I have 6 days off. I come home every night.
Nice, nice. Nice. Now, that's actually a big change in like job descriptions and what you're doing, going from aircrafts to working on oil wells and
It
stuff
is,
like that.
but oh, continue. I'm sorry, I cut you
Um,
off.
I was going to say, how did you handle that transition between the two jobs? And I mean, I know it had to be stressful.
So their transition wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Um, I work in a community of veterans and retirees who I've already known.
Okay.
So all the retirees who work out there, I've known them from working with them on
Oh,
base
okay.
because they're
Okay.
all mechanics. And then
Right.
the
Right.
ones who I didn't work with on base, they're all military veterans. So there's that commonality. We speak the same language. We talk the same talk.
Okay.
And mechanic, lefty loosey, righty tighty, it works for all
Right.
of it. So
Right. Right.
it was an easy transition. In the civilian life compared to the military is just that's it's leaps and bounds different.
All right. And what kind of differences can you give examples of?
Just the way that people interact with you, the way that people talk to you.
Right.
It's if something you get so in the military, right? If something breaks at 4 o'clock, you're staying and you're fixing it, right?
Right.
You don't
Right.
get paid. You don't get paid overtime. You're just doing it, right? So if you get home after 12 plus hours and you still have to go to work the next day, there's no compensation. There's no benefits. Your family's just like, "Hi, I'm sorry I had to work late," and they're like, "Again, okay, cool." And you don't. There's nothing for it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Whereas in the
Right.
civilian world, they're like, "Hey, all of your well sites just shut down. You have to work an extra 3 hours to get it up. However, I'm going to pay you twice the amount of money that you're making now."
Right.
Like,
Right. Right.
okay. Or then like,
I
hey,
mean,
we like you so much that you have to work on the 4th of July. Well, guess what? We're going to give you a double and a half for the day. Like, wait a minute, you're going to pay me 2.5 times what I'm making now? Yes, we're going to pay you 2.5 times what you're making now just to be here during the day. Like, okay, I get you. Like, all right, you know what I mean? People are happy. No one's complaining. It's not like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? There's no hurry up. The culture is a complete difference, and I love it. So
right.
people don't mess with me. There's no like, I don't want to. You know what I mean? And it's nice too because when I was a supervisor in the military, I was in charge of stuff. I was in charge of a lot of airplanes, a lot of people, a lot of maintenance.
A lot
Now
of stress.
I'm mental stress, a lot of mental stress. Now I'm in charge of myself. There's no, you know what I mean? I'm the low guy. It's nice to be a worker again. It's nice to fix stuff, turn wrenches, do what I was meant to do.
Nice, nice. It seems like you're happier doing what you're doing now.
Man, I'm excessively happy. Like I wouldn't say happy. Like I'm glad I did what I did. I have amazing experiences over the last 20 years, and I wouldn't change a single thing about it.
Right. Well, like kind of like what Jen is saying in the chat is with the military, you're kind of an object, basically.
Yeah.
They'll run you down. Now, I've never been in the service personally, and that, but I have a lot of friends. My dad was in the service, and you know, they all say good things about it, but at the same time, they all do say bad things as well. But I do believe that's almost any job, I guess, nowadays. But so With that, I'm going to ask because you were also talking about how you were moving bombs and that to the aircrafts and that. Were you ever worried about one of them like falling or anything like that?
No, no. I mean, we have procedures if stuff like that happens, right? All of our stuff is inherently safe, right? There are safeties in place that if one does fall, this is what happens. This is what you do, right?
Right,
And it's not, you know what I mean. There, you have, if you want to set off a nuclear weapon or any kind of bomb, you have to have knowledge of the system and have the intent to do it. You can't just walk up and be like, "Ha, boom!" You know what I mean? It's
okay,
not, that's not how these weapons work. The technology and stuff like that is these, they are very inherently safe. You know what I mean?
right. Now, don't they take off the disarming mechanism while like during transport and stuff like that, or do they keep it all fully intact?
Oh, so when you talk during transport, you mean like, so they're transported from where we keep them, right, in a whole bunch of concrete that no one can get in, and they're
Right,
taken out to the aircraft, and then they're loaded onto the plane, right?
right.
Yeah, once they're loaded on the plane, they are, let's just go, they're armed, right? The aircraft run up and they're
Ready to
everything
roll.
besides, you know, hey, boom, go, shoot. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, because
Okay.
you have to know, like, they have to test missile faults. You have to know, do my missiles work if I need them to do? And that's what you're trained for, right? Does this
Right.
stuff work if I need it to work? So yeah, I mean, yes, but again, we are all highly trained individuals who we repetitively do this multiple times a year to train to be professionals in that manner.
Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and get back onto the reptiles now.
Oh, good.
Well, I just wanted people to get to know a little bit about your back history.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just, no, you're good. I appreciate it.
So you've been hatching out some amazing stuff lately. Is there anything that you would like to show off or that you can show off right now?
I can't. I just fed them. I just
Okay.
fed them all yesterday.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Um, so um, we've talked about Schauenberg. So what is your futures plans for basement pythons? Where would you like to see yourself go?
You know, everyone always has these dreams of being Justin and Billy and you know, Ozzy, and that's not for me. What the only,
Right,
you know, I enjoy my, like, manageable amount that I have now, right? Because I do, my family comes first, right? If my wife walked down here and be like, I can't do this anymore, we're done, I would sell them all in a heartbeat. Except for, I would keep one. I would keep the first one. I'd sell them all in a heartbeat, much as I enjoy it.
right.
But I like where I'm at. I would like to sell some of my breeder females that I have now, but not until I make their replacement. But otherwise, I enjoy, like, the 100 and less level is perfect for me. Home breeder, do this kind of stuff where I get to meet awesome people, have great conversations, get to vend my one show a year because I'm in the middle of nowhere. Um,
Right.
I don't see, the only thing I see me expand. I love Ultramill. I just want to expand more into that, right? Ultramill, Clown Pied, MJ Xanthic Pieds, combos of that stuff. Like, those are my,
Okay.
and Monsoon, right? Adding Monsoon to Ultramill and that stuff. That's my real bread and butter. That's what I love. Those key recessives, and just adding to it and just expanding on it. Just keep working at it, selling off stuff. Hopefully, you know, household name, not household name, but just stay kind of. I love where I'm at.
Okay.
Mine is the break
Right.
that I took because of the life change. But, you know, getting to go on TikTok and people come in and be like, "Oh, I know who you are." Somewhat,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I seen you on this, getting that recognition every once in a while. Where, didn't I see you on 15 Minutes of Lame, or I've seen you on TikTok? You know what I mean? it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool and makes you feel good about yourself, like your stuff is getting noticed. I love where I'm at.
Okay, and now you've vended 2 shows so far, and what is the biggest takeaway that you've learned from vending these 2 shows?
Yeah. I hope be patient and have a personality.
Well, a personality that you have. Um, Now, patience, I will say yes. Be patient because not all the time is every person that's walking up to your table wanting to buy something. Um, so, and it's not always about selling, like I keep saying
Yeah,
about me going to Schaumburg. It was about the experience, it's about connecting with friends and meeting up with amazing people.
yeah,
Um, you can ask the general, you can ask Wayne, that yourself, anybody that was out there. It's always a fun time when you're out at one of these reptile expos with a bunch of friends, you
yeah.
know. So with that being said, I have one more question for you because we've been going on for about 40-45 minutes now. So my last question for
Sure.
you, which I usually keep a little bit more fun, lighthearted, and everything. If you were a ghost and you had to haunt somebody, it could be anybody, who would you haunt and why?
That's a good question. I would. It would have to be in the comments. It would have to be Jen. Just Jen from TJ Hutch Exotics. Just from the amount of turmoil she's caused me.
Now, and what are some of the things you would do as a ghost to like kind of haunt her?
No, I looking forward to. I would move snakes around. I'd be in the bathroom flicking lights on and off in random hall. You know what I mean? Like I would just make her panic. That'd be a great time too, because she would just be freaked out. She's an amazing woman, and I love her to death. She's a very good friend, and
Yeah,
it would
and she
it
says
would.
looking forward to hanging out with friends more than selling.
Oh
So
yeah, like yeah, when we went to Schaumburg, right? Like, so I didn't vend by myself. I have amazing
okay,
friends. So me, Jen from TJ Hutch, and Bobby from Reptile. We are a very close group. We've known each other for like the last 5+ years, and we get together and we vend one show together in NARBC. We drive from Jen's in Alabama, Bobby's in Tennessee, I am in North Dakota, and then we have a friend who's just a keeper who meets us, and he lives in Ohio. So we all meet together, and we vend a table, have fun, get an Airbnb or whatever. We are Bobby's camper, and we have fun after the show, drink, talk. It really is it's a great weekend that we spend together vending. It's
it is awesome. It is
yeah,
awesome. Same here because like over the weekend I met up with Steve and
yeah.
Wayne and Amy Martin and a couple other people. Of course, my wife, the Duchess, was there as well, and we had an amazing time hanging out after the show. Just cooking pizza and then chilling out on the porch and talking, having a great time.
You said cooking. You were in Chicago. You were in
Cooking pizza.
Chicago, and you cooked pizza.
No, we weren't in Chicago. We were out outside of Schaumburg. What
So
was
I'm from the Midwest, right? I'm originally from Wisconsin. Schaumburg is Chicago. Okay, it's
okay?
basically Chicago, and you do know that like a half a mile from the place was Lou Malnati's Pizza.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, world famous, best pizza in the world, and
I
you didn't have it. You
no,
cooked pizza in Chicago.
yeah. I sure did. Yeah, I know. Shame on me, but
So
it was delicious.
yeah, we had Lou Malnati's pizza while we were there. Just so you know, it is the best pizza you'll ever have. In and so it's funny. While we're in Schaumburg, so I'm not only into snakes, right? But I'm also into bourbon, as you can see in the
Right.
back here.
Yeah.
I enjoy bourbon. So I have a friend who's part of a bourbon group that I'm a part of as well, and he lives in Chicago. And for the first time, he came to a reptile show. He's a police detective, and he brought his son there.
Nice.
Yep, he came in, had a great time. We had a beer and some bourbon together. It was a really good time. But so you can, for those people out there who are listening, I don't know how many people are in here right now. You can you can cross two paths, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, must have cut out. Sorry about that. You cut out there for a second.
Nope.
But now my question to you there, Jason, is you went out, had this world famous pizza out there in Chicago. You knew I was there in Schaumburg, and that you had me on Facebook, you had me on Instagram.
You're right. I messed up. I should have, but at the same time, right? You know exactly what I was going through was the same that you were going through. Is every person that was coming through, you were standing up all day explaining the same thing to them of what this snake was, what does it eat, what does it do, where does it live.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? Come 5 o'clock, you are not ready to talk to anyone. It's just it takes it out of you. All you want to do is sit by your friends who know what you're going through, have a drink, whatever, and you just sit there and talk shit to each other, like
right.
And go through what happened during this day because you saw something funny, like that 200-pound anaconda that was there.
Oh yes, that was a pretty awesome little animal though over there.
So, did you get a chance to talk to them, right?
A little bit, yeah.
So I talked to Terry about it. He gave me there's a little bottle of serum that he gave me too that he's trying to that I'm gonna put it through. However, did you see that little anaconda?
Yeah, the one that was the same age.
The clutch mate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God, yeah.
Just wanted when he told me that, I lost it.
Yeah.
I was like, I told him you're lying. He's like, do I look like someone who would lie? It's like, actually, Terry, you don't. You don't look like someone who would lie. He goes, I swear to God. It's wild. It's wild.
Yeah, when he told us that that they were clutch mates and they were the same year old or the same age, I think they were like 3 years old.
Yeah.
And one was massive, took up a big black tote, and the other one little, like holding it in one hand. I could not believe that myself.
I couldn't believe it.
No, I think my funniest moment at Schaumburg was when Lori Barczyk was there, and I was watching one of my friends that Eric Smith.
I've heard this story.
Yeah, Eric Smith from ERS. I do believe it's his partner Shane. He's standing at the table talking to Lori Barczyk, and some of the questions he's asking. So he asks her, "Well, do you keep reptiles at home?" I'm just like, okay, I'm not going to say nothing. And she's, talking to him like, "Oh yeah, I keep da 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 and everything." And then he asked her, "Well, do you breed?" And I had to lean over into Eric's daughter, Eve, and I was like, "Eve, does he know that he's talking to Lori Barczyk right now?" She looked over and was like, no. Like, oh, dude, it's funniest thing ever. Like, wow, okay. But, just goes to show, like, not everybody follows everybody.
Yeah.
And that's why we try to get our names out there as much as possible, Yeah. So.
And you know what? And it's fine, right? Like, we are who we are. There's no celebrity, whatever. Like, that's not, But it's funny, right? Like someone who enters the hobby and everything like that. Like, oh, do you do this? And it's like,
yeah.
I would expect another breeder to know who Lori and Brian Barczyk just by reading. Like that shows your level of interest in this. Because when I first started, I read everything. I read everything. I knew who Brian Barczyk was. I read everything about sunset, every gene out there. I wanted to take it all in. It's just, it shows your commitment to it. Not whoever your friend is or whoever, not talking shit, but do your research, my guy. Do your research.
He knew who she was. He knew the name, but he didn't know the name to the face. It is what it is, and that like he knows who Lori was, and that, but never put the name to the face. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I watch the bar check vlogs, religiously, like every single day. I watch them. When they put them out at noon. Sometimes it'll be a little bit later, but I watch them religiously, regardless if Brian was there or if Noah's there, or if Jay is there or who's there. Because I love what they're doing. I love the message they're bringing out and what they're doing for the community up there, in Michigan. Because they brought a lot of business up there to Michigan, and that with the Reptarium and now with the Legacy Aquarium, and they give so much back to the community. It's unreal. So, you got to respect that. But with that, how can people get a hold of you if they do want to get a hold of one of your animals, or just want to reach out to you and have some questions about one of your animals?
So it's all the same as everyone else, right? If you're looking at something or just want to talk, right, I'm open to messages from anyone and everything, right? Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Morph Market, or and my phone number's on Morph Market too. You can text me as well, and I will respond. As long as you don't make it like one of those telemarketers scam texting. If you're like, "Hi, my name is Tim. I work at this place, and I'm interested in a snake," and you know what I mean, I'll respond to you. Just be patient, remember, because like I said, I work 8 days on, 6 days off, and I'm away from my phone for some periods of time.
Right.
While I'm working out in the out in the oil field, I have terrible reception. So if you don't get a message back from me within like 45 an hour, it's okay. I promise you, I will message you back. It's just
Right. Well, I mean, we all have lives.
Every major social media, type in basement pythons, and that's me.
All right. And so with that, that's about all I have. Do you have any advice or anything for the viewers that's trying to get into the hobby?
Trying to get into the hobby? Yeah, don't get into the hobby. No, I mean, it's a great, it really is. It's a great hobby. It's very fun. Pick your projects, pick it well, make sure you love what you're doing. You love the animals. Don't breed something because you see someone else doing it and you want to be like them. Breed it for you, right? You want to make this, you want to make that, and then sell all the byproducts and make the good stuff, right? Enjoy, have fun with it. It really is fun. It's like Christmas Day every time you cut eggs.
Yes.
And also, don't avoid social media. Don't be afraid to go on camera and talk. I see so many people who I've talked to so many people for years who I've never seen on camera or anything like that because they're so afraid socially. Social butterfly, be one. It's fun. It's great. You get invited to do stuff like this. Otherwise, the only thing, thank you for having me on. I really do appreciate it.
No, thank you. Thank you for coming on.
It really was.
It was. And I'm sure I'll be messaging you after the show, and, we stay connected. Now, are you hitting up Tinley in October?
I am not hitting up Tinley in October. I am done for this year. Starting that new job, I ain't got no time off. I worked this one in. I kind of strong-armed them, like, hey, I got this family thing that I'm doing. I gotta go. And they're like, okay, yeah, but after, so
right.
Won't be in Tinley in October, but I will be Tinley in October in 2026.
All right. So with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and say, remember, with hard work, determination, and positivity, your dreams too can become a reality. Until next time.